So the main issues which we succeed to provide to our people is the security. This is which we call bazaar. It is the ancient market, which is very close to the citadel, which we call in our language Qaisari. That means the kind of the shops is different. There are the same thing in Istanbul, in Halab. But I want to say, to explain that, for the security, the level of the security which we provided, not only against the terrorist people, even for the enter the region, enter the city. You see the part of the clothes on the shops. That means in the midnight, in the mid of the day, when the people they need to go to home, to pray, to eat, to lunch, or they left to here to go to the mosque for the pray or to the restaurant, they left their shops without anyone to bodyguards or someone to be there, only with the part of the clothes, not more. This is the level of the security. Many times my visitors, when they came from Mosul, Baghdad, especially the generals from the coalition forces, when they came here to the Erbil, there is a very famous restaurant, and in this market which they call Kebab Khana, they like it and they prefer to be there. When I take it to them, to the place, when they saw the market and the people with that, so it's something is amazing for them, because the other part of the Iraq, there are daily terrorist activity, and the level of the security in our city is like that. So we succeed to provide a very high level of the security for the Erbil and also for the 3 provinces in the region. And this is for the night of the Nowruz, which is our holiday, and it is our first year, beginning of our Kurdish year, and it will be ceremony, celebration for the people, and with the lighting, and the same thing we will do it for the day of the Eid and also for the Christmas also. The same thing that the people are participating in that. This is the former Prime Minister, Mr. Nishirvan Barzani. He's the grandson of the General Barzani. He's led the KRG till to end of 2009. I started with him. So the vision of him is to start and to develop our region and to modernize it, all the sectors which he mentioned about in his speaking. He has an interview with the Wall Street in 2007, and he explained that should we work hard and to modernize all the sectors which we. So this is at the night. It's part of the Erbil. This is the traditional market, and this is the new markets in the Erbil. Eco parks, museum, the youth activities. This is our new master plan. We started with the new master plan for the city. This is the middle is the citadel, and the city is around it. The yellow, the blue one is the river, which is the length is 32 kilometers from the center of the Erbil to there. Depending on our master plan, we will try to reach these places, and also in the north to the hills and the mountains between Erbil and district is called Salahuddin. So the river also is the resource of the water for the city, and this is one view of what's supposed to be happen for the master plan. This is the citadel, and this is the old market bazaar, and there were shops and should be like that. So this is what happened. We put it in the master plan, but reality is happened. So this is the shops, and that's the new markets, and in other side also is the citadel. So there was 734 shops close to the citadel. It's a very big, important place for the trade, because it is close to the citadel, and the people daily came to here for shopping, so it's very important. So when we started to implement this project in this place, because we faced 2 problems. One of the owner of the lands, which legally is solved by giving their what will be their right, And also the other things with the people who are working in the shops. And it's not easy to remove all these shops. And it's the income of the people. So the trust and the confidence between us and the people, because we decide for that, we give him each one the new shop for the new market, the new building. Close to the same place, everyone who has shops, we give him another one. And we start with the project for that, and we implement the project what like should happen. And it happened, and we succeed, and the people supported us. And really, the people who have information about the city like Erbil in the Middle East, they know how it's important that the center city, which is close to the center and very important for the shopping. And also our view for depending on the master plan to make development later for the city, and we will try and we will say that will be happen also, like what we started. And of course the source of the funding, from the KRG, that's mean the 17%, we spend about 3.4 billion, the American fund 345, and also South Korea, because the Korean military, they part of the coalition forces, they basically in the Erbil from 2004, 2008, and also they spend money to also for the reconstruction and participate with us. So this a sample of the project, one of the international airport of the Erbil, about 300 million, and residential complex 250 million, samples of the projects. And this is the sectors which is included the project with the details, the chart how to explaining the sectors. The same thing, the schedule year by year. So when we put it our plan to spend the money for to covering all the sector, and also in balancing between the American fund, the Korean fund, and also our fund. For example, from the American, we mostly water sector. So the important project now has been implemented by the American, who are feeding the city with the water. It spent about $200 million from the river to the city, with the 32 kilometers, the pipelines 1.5 meters. It pumped 1 hour 6,000 cubic meters. So when we spend the money that covering the water sector from the American, in our budget we focus on another sectors. So we make it a balance. For example, the Korean education, we have more focus than the water. So there is some balancing, some good plan between the three sources of the fund: our fund, American, and also the Korean. This is the water project, which is from the IFRAS 3. That means there are another 2 lines before that which are feeding the city, and this is one of the sample of the project. This is our international airport, and this is Lufthansa. This is regular flights they have, and also Austrian, and also the Tayran al-Khalij from the Bahrain. Also the same thing is very regular from the Jordan, the King